These 5 whiskeys, they're just perfect for fall. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Bourbon Hutch, and thanks so much for joining me on this journey through the world of whiskey. So fall has fallen upon us, and it is definitely the season of sipping on bourbon. The mornings here, I live in northern Kentucky, the mornings are getting a little bit cooler, and it's just a great time for bourbon releases, but also to think about what's great to be sipping on during this great season. So let me run you through a list of 5 whiskeys that I consider really, really good for fall. They just match that vibe in some way, shape, or form, and I definitely will find myself sipping on these throughout the autumn months. Before we dive into the list, I do want to say if you're enjoying all the content coming out of the channel, please consider subscribing to the Bourbon Hutch. We are trying to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It's a big goal. We're kind of lagging behind, but this is the time to ramp up. I'll be doing a lot more content for you. So if you're not subscribed already, let's join the fun and see what we get here toward the end of the year. All right, without further ado, let's dive into this list. So bottle number 1 just gives me a warm, toasty vibe and is very affordable and findable everywhere. That is Elijah Craig Small Batch. This makes great cocktails. It's 94 proof. It's available for like $30 to $35, if not less than that in some areas. It's got this nice marshmallowy and brown sugar and just oak and spice. Feels like a good campfire drink and just classic bourbon to be sipping on during the fall months. We're going to ease ourselves into this list with essentially a quintessential bourbon profile. Now let's pivot in completely the opposite direction and do a rye profile, because my second bottle is Michter's Straight Rye Whiskey. This is just their regular old offering at about $40 to $45. The proof point here is pretty low at 84.8 proof. Very, very good rye whiskey. I love Michter's rye profile overall. Typically thought to be more of a barely legal or Kentucky style rye with a lot of corn in the mash bill as well. It's delicious stuff. Don't know the age here. Michter's isn't very transparent, unfortunately, but this one's got this like cinnamon, creme brulee, and vanilla beauty to it, even for this their standard shelfer. Again, you can find this anywhere, and I think that if you do find yourself sipping on it this fall, you'll see it definitely matches the vibe of fall very, very well and goes a lot sweeter and more like, again, like a cinnamon or sugar cookie essence to this one. Okay, so let's add something a little bit newer, more interesting, and specific to our list. And for that, I've got a great bottle in mind. Four Roses Single Barrel. This is the OESO recipe, but they also released 2 other recipes in their 100 proof, just more standard offerings around $50. This OESO is really, really good. It's very like light, bright red fruits and a delicate kind of oak. Super easy to sip on. I'm gonna find myself sipping on this one this fall for sure. I already finished a bottle of the OBSF one, and by golly, that had a lot of spice that would also match the fall months. And then I think they have the OESK. Again, experimenting with any of these profiles is a good thing to do this fall, just to see where Four Roses can take you with their different strains here. I mean, they got 10 possible recipes. Everybody sort of knows that at this point. The fact that they're releasing these now at like $50 at 100 proof for everybody to taste, you can kind of find which one you like the best and sip on it this fall, because they're all pretty dang good if you ask me. All right, so for bottle number 4, we got to step it up. We got to step it up in terms of proof and a little bit in price, but power too, and just give us that big bourbon warm feeling for the fall months. And there's really no better bottle for that than Russell's Reserve Single Barrel. You're talking about 110 proof, usually around, you can still see it in some areas around $65 to $70. It can jump up into that $80 to $90 range in certain markets. This is just the standard single barrel, not like a store pick, and it's delicious. It's just full of brown sugar and cherry and a warming, oaky spiciness. Like, this thing absolutely slaps during the fall. Yes, I'm showing my youth using that phrase, but it is so, so good. And whenever fall comes around, that's usually when I start breaking this bottle out a lot more frequently. Okay, to round out our list, our final bottle, again, I kind of want to ramp up. I want to do something more special, more unique, even more powerful, and just bring the flavor bomb to the table for fall. For me, there's a bottle that I got very recently that has just immediately struck me as an amazing fall drinker, and that is Maker's Mark Cellar Aged 2025. This is a blend of 11 to 14-year-old whiskeys, mostly 11-year-old, but they mixed in the 13 and 14-year-old whiskey in there too. The Cellar Aged series for around $175 is expensive and exclusive from Maker's Mark, but it continues to impress me. As soon as I cracked open this bottle, I just really loved the profile. I think that this thing, which I've got poured up here, is a big raspberry cherry fruit bomb, like a red fruit bomb, but then a really nice spice that gives it a ton of backbone and makes it great for fall. So let's take a little sip here. Cheers. Oh, yeah, it's just so juicy and spicy in all the best ways. Nothing off-putting about this particular release at all. It's just fantastic. So if you do get lucky enough to see one, I highly recommend grabbing it. Okay, everybody, that's going to do it. These are 5 whiskeys I think are great for fall here in 2025. A mix of very accessible, affordable options, and if you want to keep stepping it up in terms of proof and price and limited specialness, I hope this list helps you achieve that. But I do want to hear in the comments below, what are you guys sipping on this fall? What's your favorite sort of fall profile or release? And let's just start a conversation about what whiskeys really match well with this fall season. The answer might just be that this is just the perfect season for fall, and any whiskey could really be sipped on. But would love to hear what you're sipping on. Till I see you guys again for another video, all I can say is keep drinking good whiskey. Hope you have a great fall season full of wonderful time with family, friends, and some good bourbon and some good whiskey. Cheers.